2014. On this webinar, we have Ian Wagner of Nex-Tech Wireless and Steve Wright, of course. They'll be discussing some different accessories that you can use as stocking stuffers for cell phones. I wanted to also remind everyone that if you have a question for Steve or Ian, we'll answer all of them at the end of this 16-minute presentation. And Santa Steve is going to be giving away a accessory today, and we'll draw for that at the end of everything. With that, I'll let Steve and Ian take it away.
All right. Thank you, Tricia, and thank you, Ian, for being here with me. And we kind of each drew up our top 9 things that we wanted to share today. So, Ian, you get to start today with your OtterBoxes.
Awesome. So I think one of the most important things for anybody to get with any sort of new wireless purchase is obviously protection for those phones that you have out there. When you're talking $650 plus up to $1,000, it really pays to invest in a good case. And there are several of them that are out there. I think the top line is OtterBox right now. You have up on the screen several different models, and what you see there represents different levels of protection. So the Defender series is one of their more rugged lines, and that's for if you're out there in the muck. Those also come with a screen protector. The Commuter series, which is a more slim type thing, so if you're a business person, you need maybe a little bit more protection. They also come with a screen protector, but they fit more in your pocket. And then the other one, which is the brand new line that's out, is the Symmetry model.
This is the one on the right there.
Yeah, and those are really nice. They have a new technology built into them. They have like a little honeycomb layer that really protects your phone. They actually protect better than the previous version, and they're slimmer. So we have a lot of the female customers that go with those. They come in a lot of bright colors, including Steve's favorite, pink.
That's how we're going to go this
Yeah,
time.
Steve, you got me last time. So
Fair enough. I had to go with the headphones here, the Motorola Buds, which kind of go behind the neck. A little more portable, wireless device there. Really like those. I believe they're sweat resistant, not proof, but resistant. And then the flips, if you've seen on TV, these are regular kind of over the ear. And Ian, if you're into the hip thing, those are called cans. Cans. Yes, those are the cans on your ears there. And then if you flip them out, you can now entertain the crowd and be the DJ at Christmas. Both of these are available at Nex-Tech Wireless.
all right, so to continue on with my protection theme, I guess we got it going now. Lifeproof. And there's also one that's up here that I'll mention from OtterBox, which are kind of along the same lines. OtterBox owns Lifeproof. They have one that's called the Preserver series that wasn't on the previous slide. And then you have the Lifeproof cases. And the big thing with these is that they're waterproof. You can actually stick them underwater. We've had mine in the pool and taken pictures underwater. I don't necessarily recommend that you do that with your new $650 phone. But if you see me at the lake this summer, my phone is always in a Lifeproof case. Better safe than sorry. I have dropped it overboard while jumping out and was able to retrieve it, no damage to my phone. So if you're in and around liquid a lot, you might want to look at the Lifeproof or the Preserver series from OtterBox.
Love it. Waterproof. Excellent. This is a new one. You cannot get this at the Nex-Tech Wireless store. I am sorry, but you can get it online and through your favorite retailers for less than $40, Ian. This thing is sweet. So what in the world is this? Well, say you want to take your movies on the go. You can put them on a USB hard drive or a flash drive, which will attach to this Hutu to do sharing. Say that you have one Wi-Fi hotspot and you want to share it out to a whole bunch of different devices. It will do the same thing. But even beyond that, Ian, of course, you don't want to carry something to charge your phone. This has a battery to charge your phone and 2 USB ports to charge your phone. So while you're on the road, so I call this the Road Warrior Special for under $40. Pretty slick device. Starting to see a lot of people start to look at these things, and especially for those kids on the road, if you want to share a movie but didn't want to load down their iPads with extra movie content, you can put it on this device. So under $40.
And you inter-office need one of those, right?
Yeah, sure. Absolutely.
All right, and this one, well, while it doesn't have all the other features that Steve has in his, if you don't need all of those things, but you're still looking for something to give you that extra boost of power. So now that these phones are to the point where you have many computers in your hand, and let's face it, battery life isn't like the old days when you could charge your flip phone and it would stay up for a week. we've really seen an increase in people who are looking to extend the life of their battery on their phone. And these portable power packs that we have, and they come in all shapes and sizes, and I think I have a couple other ones that are in here later. This one here will actually give you 2 full battery charges on most phones. So you would charge this device, stick it in your pocket, your purse, your briefcase, whatever, take it with you, and then if you were out at the ball game and your phone started to go dead and you didn't want to miss all those important text messages, you could simply plug this guy into your phone while you're sitting in the bleachers and get a full 2 battery charges on your phone out of one device.
And this was much thinner and more portable. And
yeah.
This is what I call the Disney World special. If you're going to Disney World, you better get like 2 of these because you're going to be taking tons of pictures, tons of videos in Disney World, and your phone's going to be dying fast from all that use. So stick this in your pocket and away you go. This one's yours too.
Okay, so this one, we have several different Ventive products. The one I'll talk to you about is actually on special at Nex-Tech Wireless this month. And if you come in and you activate a new line of service, you can actually choose this as a free gift to you. It's the one on the left there, and it's called the Ventive Power Dash. So it does things that are very similar to the last battery backup that we just showed there. The difference between this one is that it also acts as the cigarette lighter head or your charger for your phone if you're going to have it in your vehicle. So what's nice about it is that it has a battery backup and it basically has one phone charge in it. But if you always leave it in your vehicle and that's your cigarette charger head, you always have portable power with you at any given time. And you don't have to say, oh, I forgot my backup battery at home. It's sitting on the desk. Well, if you use a car charger, this is the best way to go. And then it just plugs in with your USB. And then when you're done with it, you pull it out, stick it in your pocket. And it's the size of a roll of quarters, really. And you have power with you when you leave the vehicle.
And really, it'll go with any phone because it's just USB. So
that's right.
It goes, yeah.
And it's free this month. And the other one that's on there is the desktop charger. And it's pretty great too. You plug that in at home, and it has a battery backup in it, and you can use it as a charging stand. That one has a lightning connector in it for an iPhone, and then you just close that little clamshell up, and again, you could take that with you, and it's another one of those battery backups. But again, it's always charged because you use it as your desktop charging stand.
Absolutely. And then just one more battery power pack down here in the corner. It's just from Ventive, a different brand. And
it's a larger one. So that one, I believe, gives you 2 full battery charges, whereas the other ones are single.
Absolutely. You know, I kind of dovetailed on this with Ventive, too. One of the things that most of our customers may or may not be aware of is that if you're buying cheap chargers or low-amp chargers for, like, your iPads and things, it may not be charging as fast as it's capable of doing. You could be damaging the battery on your iPhone. So I just put on here good quality chargers. I put some retail prices on there. Good quality cables to match those chargers because the cable can't put the throughput of the charger, then you're losing the capacity. Ventive, they're all tangle-free, so they don't tie up in knots like I was used to with my Apple connector. But the bottom line, everybody, if they're getting a new iPhone or have had an iPhone or an iPad, they need more of these. I know I have like 5 or 6 of these laying around the house. I think these make great Christmas gifts, great stocking stuffers. But don't go cheap. Don't buy the really cheap stuff. I think you'll end up paying the difference. You just have to pay 2 or 3 times instead of buying one quality charger and hitting it all at the same time.
So here's another one of our free gifts this month at Nex-Tech Wireless. If you're to activate, you can choose between that Ventive Power Dash, or you can choose between some sound. And this is a little speaker that's Bluetooth capable. You can also plug into it with the audio cable that comes in the box. And it sounds pretty darn good for being as little as it is. And if you want to share your music, or the fiance uses one in the bathroom every morning. It's usually country, and I try to go away. But she uses it every morning to play her music in the bathroom, and we take it in her purse, and it entertains the kid on trips. And it's a pretty great little product, and again, free this month. If you were to come in and activate a new line or add a line to your existing account with Nex-Tech Wireless, you could choose that or that Ventive Power Dash.
So I'm hoping my relatives aren't listening. I went and bought 3 of these yesterday. Everybody's getting one of their stocking this year because you need a speaker at the golf course, at the lake, at the back porch, listen to the game. Great gift for everybody involved. I had to go with some different type of headphones, the Monster DNA headphones here, the on-ears cans, if you will. Definitely high-quality audio. I know that this is kind of the rage, getting the big headphones, and so always make a great gift. Price point's a bit pricey on these units, but the sound quality is unbelievable. Second set is the standard Apple headphones, but this is kind of the newer edition, so if you have somebody with a little bit older phone, I think they'll love the quality difference in theirs, and for, I think, $30, they could get a better, improved experience on audio, like the way it sounds. This will be an Apple product, great stocking stuffer, very reasonably priced, so I kind of had to go with that.
Just to throw you in on a little tidbit on those Monster headsets,
Yeah.
they actually own Beats by Dre, and have since sold that to Apple, and now they've brought out their own product. So Monster, who owned and built Beats by Dre, has sold that product over to Apple, and this is their new lineup into that same market. So these are on par with Beats by Dre, and maybe even elevated a little bit because now they have all the marketing and they have the ability to change that design themselves, and they hold that entire license. So
nice.
It's just a little background on those, and we just started carrying those at some of our flagship Nex-Tech wireless stores. So they sound amazing, and they're demos in our Hayes Retail, Salina, I think Hutch and McPherson both have them as well. So this one is the Alpha Glass OtterBox screen protector. So you remember me telling you that those Commuter and Defender series came with a screen protector.
Yeah.
Well, they do.
Plastic.
Well, yeah, they're kind of like a vinyl, and they kind of make your screen a little bit sticky. And if you've ever used a screen protector, you probably know what I'm talking about. I absolutely hate that feel of like a sticky feeling when I'm going over it. These are tempered glass, and you just stick them right over the top of your glass. So since they're made of glass, they feel just like you're on the original screen on your phone. They're very tough. They're pretty durable. I've seen one get dropped face down. It shattered the entire screen protector, but the screen underneath it was just fine. And we're having a lot of increased traction on the glass screen protectors. We cover several different models. This one happens to be the OtterBox brand.
Couple things on that. First of all, huge fan of that. I love it. I had an experience where I dropped it on and shattered it, which again saved my screen, just damaged this piece of glass that I put over it. Number two is Nex-Tech Wireless will do some installs on this, won't they?
They will.
That is worth something to me, too, because I stink at putting this on. And number three, they've improved the way to apply these to your screen. So even if you want to do it yourself, it looks so much more flawless. No bubbles, no pieces of hair under it as much. Much better opinion on that. Now, Ian, I was out at the North store here a little bit today, and I found some cigarette lighter and power adapters out there, but I didn't happen to find K-State. My guess is they sold out.
Is that your guess?
That's my guess.
Okay, well, it could be.
Okay.
That could be. I believe we do have K-State and KU chargers. I think maybe you just wanted to leave it off. I don't know.
And cases.
And cases, yes.
So great gift and very reasonably priced for those devices, too.
So these are awesome, and we've had some earphones that have been on there, and Steve kind of showed you the new design from Apple. And I've used those new Apple ones, and while they're an improvement over the old one, and you notice the shape that's different, what these are made for athletes. So these were invented by a couple of guys who run Ironmans, and he said that after swimming 20 miles and running 26 miles and biking another 40 miles, the only thing that hurt on his body after he was done was his ears from his earphones. And, well, that guy is a beast, but still, I try to run to stay in shape, and I know what it feels like after you go run for an hour and your ears hurt from shoving those earphones in your ears. And what these do is they have a silicone-type gel. And what they do is they guarantee these things never to fall out and not to hurt.
Wow.
And if they do, they'll give you your money back. And I use them every time I go running. So basically what you do is you put them in your ears and you twist them, and they lock in place. And I've actually had my daughter grab on them and yank, and they won't come out of your ears. You actually have to twist them to get them to come out, but they're very comfortable.
And I bet they sound good because it gets that right down to the ear.
Right down in there, yeah. They sound pretty good.
Got these in stock, too.
We do.
Since I can be a little bit on the outside edge here, I think an iPad mini would make a great stocking stuffer. What do you think?
That would be a big stocking, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm all for it. And you can't see it over here, Ian, but on the side over here I have Apple Care. If you have anybody in the family that's getting ready to get a new phone for Christmas, I think adding Apple Care for software support, for device support, warranty support, those kind of things, I don't think you could go wrong. And especially as expensive, $600-700 that you're talking about. That could be a great add-on for a relative on that, and to see your store for details on some of that stuff too. And
okay, so these are some more cases, and they're made by Mophie. So they have a couple different ones. These two happen to be for the iPhone, but they make them for multiple models. What's great about these is, and I have one on my phone right now, is that you can put your phone in it, and it has the battery backup that's built into the case. So now I never forget to take my backup battery. All I have to do is charge my phone like I normally would, and then if my phone's going dead, all I have to do is flip a switch on the back of the case, and my phone wakes up and starts to charge. So it's great. I always have about one battery charge, and it's always with me. So every time I charge my phone at night, good to go. The Space Pack one also adds an additional 16 gigabytes of storage to your iPhone, which, as you know, iPhones, if you want to get more storage, you've got to go up in models. So this is a good way that if you don't want to pay the extra $100 to go from a 16 to a 64, you can now do this, and you can get an extra 16 gigs based in a case for a fraction of what you would pay to go to the next model.
love it, and I love the fact that you demoed your phone in front of everybody that can't see it.
Well, I got to do it.
So I had to put this 12 South high-rise on here. I'm an iPhone 6 Plus user now, and I got rid of my alarm clock, and now I run the alarm clock app on my phone. So I put this on my desktop stand so I can charge my phone. It sits up there nice and on my nightstand so I can see what time it is. Middle of the night, uses an alarm clock. Very low-cost purchase there. So I really like this piece of device. It is aluminum, so it looks nice, feels nice, but got rid of extra junk on my nightstand, so pretty big fan of this type of device.
So here we have some Wemo accessories, and even though it has kind of a strange name, they provide a very unique ability, and you'll see a lot more of these things as we go forward. I think this is just really the edge of some of these connected devices that you'll see. So basically what you have here is they have a light switch, they have a plug-in, they have multiple different cameras. But to look at like the plug-in, so basically what it does is it hooks into a Wi-Fi network at your home. Your phone would connect to the same Wi-Fi network, and then you can control the piece of equipment that's plugged into that plug. No matter where you're at, all you have to do is have an internet connection. And if you have one of our wireless phones, well, you carry internet in your pocket with our LTE network. So historically, you could turn on a light, you could turn on a crock pot, and oddly enough, Wemo actually makes a crock pot as well that you can control with your smartphone. The light switch is another one. The cameras are awesome. We have one at home. I watch the dog usually take naps, but it's quite good, and we put it in the kids' room when they're playing, just to, when it gets quiet, to look.
There you go. Exactly. Love the idea, and I love food, so crock pot would be a great idea. Last thing I had on here is I think that if you have a smartphone, you should have a drone, right, to control with your smartphone. We don't have those in stock, sorry, but you can get these from a lot of places. Got a lot of press. So we've used up our 16 minutes here for today, and we want to give away a power pack. So I think we're going to have Tricia play Santa for us, and then she hopefully will have some questions for us.
We're going to give something away here, and Steve, I'm going to ask you, excuse me, for a number between 1 and 23, and I'm going to go down my list as people had registered and get the order of registration and give it away to that person. So can you give me a number, Steve?
7.
7.
Lucky 7, right?
That is Mike. I will get with you, Mike. I have your email address, and we can email that out to you when the webinar is over. But if anybody has any other questions, please feel free to input them now, and we'll go ahead and take some questions. I do have a couple right now. First off, do we have a store in Garden City? Steve, I'll let you grab that one.
I'm sorry, Trish, I didn't hear you.
Oh, sorry. They asked if we had a store in Garden City.
We do not have a store in Garden City, I'm sorry. I believe the location there would be a United location there. They would have very similar accessories. I can't guarantee they're stocking on those items.
Great. Another question we have is, which is the best case for a phone that won't inhibit voice quality or voice sound?
That is a great question. I'm going to have to go with the Commuter series here. utilizing the OtterBox, but I'm going to get Ian's opinion too. What do you think, Ian?
Well, I would say any of the OtterBox series minus the preserver. And that's the one thing that you get when you have that full waterproof case is that it completely encapsulates your phone. And the one thing that we have heard from multiple customers is that that does affect not necessarily the voice quality of people hearing you, but it does kind of muffle, I guess, a little bit.
Because it has to put a seal between that
Right,
microphone.
speaker, right, and it does kind of muffle it a little bit for you hearing it. So you'll definitely want to turn it up all the way if you're using those. But the Defender series, the Commuter series, the Preserver series, all of those are pretty good, and they don't completely encapsulate the phone. So you're safe pretty much with any of those, and you should still have the good sound quality as far as hearing. Like I say, I use the Lifeproof case, and although I notice it, it's something that I'm willing to deal with because of the protection that it gives. But only the end user can really, make that decision.
Now, Ian, I'm one of these guys that owns like 3 cases. So from a Lifeproof standpoint, what's the pain of putting the phone in a Lifeproof case? Is it something that you would do for a weekend and take back out?
Absolutely.
Okay.
It takes all of 20 seconds.
So maybe if you're a lake person, outdoors person, use it for the weekend or whatever you're using it, and then go to another version of case that's a little less protective, but knowing that you're in a hazardous environment would be okay with the Lifeproofs.
I do it quite often.
Tricia.
Yes, have another question. Do the knockoff brand iPhone chargers work just as well? I know Ian has something to say about that.
I do have something. While they may charge your phone, there is a very big difference in quality and circuitry that are inside of those phones or inside of those chargers. And just because they look the same or similar or have the same end doesn't mean that they do the same things. So with the chargers that come in your boxes and these high-quality chargers, what they have in there is circuitry that basically what it does is it starts to charge your phone slowly at first, then it gives you a rapid charge, and then as it nears the end of its charge cycle and you get towards 100%, it will slow that charge down. When it gets to 100%, it basically shuts the charger off. If you start to get some of these truck-style chargers, what you do is, yes, the end is the same and it will plug in, but you lack that circuitry that has anything to do with the intelligent charging in there. So basically what you get is full bar charging right out of the gate all the way through, and you have the ability to damage your battery if you leave them on there for too long. That's just one of the things. And then also the quality that you have in those chargers is obviously not as good as the originals. They're making them cheap, and they're trying to cut costs. So that's how they do that, and that's why you see those less expensive chargers. And those are the things that you have to watch out for if you do use them.
Ian, I went to one of your programs that you put on about that, and I got to thinking about it. It made a lot of sense, right, to make sure that I was using quality products. So I started doing it, and I made the investment, and quite frankly, that's what it is, an investment in some of these products. Good news is they last for multiple phones, so that's good. But I've noticed that my phone charges faster. Things don't get hot, which seems to me when things got hot, that should worry me at some point. Both the wall charger and the cord even, like the ends of the cords on my lower cost, cheaper versions with that problem. So a couple of things that I think that we ought to absolutely make sure people do is that make sure that they're UL certified. Is that what we're looking for on charger? Absolutely bare minimum, because if they don't, if they come from maybe overseas or a very low-end knockoff, that's where you start getting fires and things like that. So just for safety things, avoid anything that's not certified on that standpoint. And then the second piece of that is if it says Apple certified, that always is a better hope to look for those kind of products that are Apple certified, because obviously they've been through the ruggedized testing of Apple to verify that they are kind of OEM equivalent, would you say?
Well, yes. If you see anything that says Apple certified on it, you're good. They don't do that very often,
right.
And you have to be very careful at looking at like the colorful power bricks that you see. And I've seen them around in haze, so I know they're out there. But if you look, I actually picked one up the other day at one of the things, and it says Apple on it, A-B-B-L-E.
Nice.
So they make them look really, really like the Apple branded stuff, but they're not the same quality.
So for a $600 investment, paying that 50 cents for a charger could be a huge problem. So, Yeah, I'm a believer. I thought you were kind of full of it, but you probably are still full of it, but I believe you on this case. Tricia.
Okay, another couple questions. If you want to make a phone call and still work on your computer, is there a better place to lay your phone instead of right beside your computer? Maybe make a suggestion on a type of stand that would not block a speaker on your phone.
I see. The stand that I had listed, let me see if I can go back here and find it. This one is definitely very nice. The microphone and the speaker sit up the edge on it. Inside of the packaging that is included, first of all, the stand doesn't include the cable. It uses your Apple cable that comes with your Apple phone, so you're using the OEM equipment on it. But then there's some different ends that when you put this thing together, which doesn't take, I don't know, a minute or two. I don't know if you've had a chance to do it, Ian, but a minute or two. You can stick the phone up just a little bit so that the Apple connector, the Lightning connector, actually is what supports the phone. So not hindering your phone's quality of voice and whatnot, but having still a good solid connection, a nice stand so you can see everything, put that audio up there a little higher. So this was kind of my favorite. It is a bit more expensive, I'll be honest, but again, it's just kind of a brushed aluminum. So it's kind of one of those things that'll last a lifetime, and you can't really see it. There's a little aluminum bar that goes behind the phone to support it. It will work on some iPads and things like that too, so it's a very universal device. That would be my recommendation. I don't know, Ian, did you have any other?
I think that's probably the best bet for what they're looking for too. Yeah.
Of course, if you're really looking to get that full experience, if you're using it for calls, there are several of the speakers, not the ones we showed today, but several of these speakers that have microphones in them. I know that the Beats version of the Pill has it. I know the Bose does not. There's a bunch of them out there.
Parrot makes a bunch of them that are even like conference type bridges.
Yeah, so anything
here. So there's a lot of stuff out there if you're looking to take phone calls on your phone a lot that way. They have a lot of the Bluetooth speakers out there that are almost mimic like a conference bridge type phone.
And I'm definitely going to recommend here to invest a little bit of money if you use it a lot because the quality here. That's where if you get a cheap microphone, cheap speaker, that experience is not going to be very good.
Yeah, the one thing I'll throw in there is if you're looking for the conference type stuff, make sure that when you're looking and you're speccing them out, you get one that's full duplex. And what that means is that multiple people can talk at one time, because what you'll see a lot on the cheaper versions is that only one person can speak at a time. So if you've got somebody who rambles like I do, nobody else can talk. So you want to make sure that you get the full duplex.
Yeah, great advice. Tricia?
Okay, one more question. Steve mentioned a program that Ian puts on. What is that program?
Oh, well, there's a couple different things. First of all, Nex-Tech Wireless does a lot of training, and we have to be privy of that. But if you check the YouTube site, there are iPhone training sessions. Some of them I think were done by you, Ian, some of them not. On there, if you check your Nex-Tech TV University, which is on the on-demand section of your TV, they're free. You just have to enter your code, but there are several different sections of both iPhone usage, how to use your iPhone, how to use different pieces of the iPhone. You'll even see some of our webinars that we did. In fact, Ian and I did one together that was more in-depth on a lot of these things that we talked. And because it's on TV, you get to see us. We actually have all of these accessories in our hands at that point. So you can see that on the university. So you can see Ian in quite a few different places.
And we also, I'll just throw out there that we also do a lot of training classes for customers. And not necessarily just customers of Nex-Tech Wireless. Doesn't matter if you're a Verizon customer, U.S. Cellular customer.
You said the V word.
I did. But, at the end of the day, we want to educate people on how to use their phones. And if you take a look in your local offices, no matter where you're at, anywhere in our network, we're really running these classes quite a bit. And it's usually Christy, who's one of my trainers, who comes out, and she'll do classes on iPhone 101, applications, an advanced iPhone, Android. There's so many of them that I know I'm leaving some off.
And if I remember, I even do things like iCloud.
We do, iCloud, iTunes.
I think you need to offer a diploma for iCloud.
It's not that bad. You just gotta get into it.
There you go. But lots of ways to get content from Nex-Tech Wireless. So hopefully that helps. And if you have any more questions, my email address is up there, or my phone number. You can drop me a line, and I'll send you a direct link to where to see all those posted on Nex-Tech Wireless' website or on the YouTube sites, or you name it.
Steve, if you send that to me, I can email it to everyone so they have it at the end.
Wonderful, will do.
Okay. That's all the questions we have for today. I want to thank everybody for joining us today and throughout 2014. Look for you in 2015. And if you want to go to next-tech.com/free webinar, you can see a couple more webinars you can sign up already in 2015 and watch this archived webinar in the archive section. Thank you all and happy holidays. Goodbye.